do it, but that was wonderful, thank you.
Watch the sand, stick it there.
Yeah. You're on.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the May 16th, 2017 meeting of the Town of Wareham Board of Selectmen. We originally opened the meeting at about 6:07 PM, went into executive session immediately for reason number 6 under Chapter 30A, Section 21, which is to discuss the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. If the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the body, and that declaration was made, and we did our executive session. And we came out of executive session about 5 minutes ago, and so now we're back to the regular session here. We have another roll call, please?
President, our Selectman Scasiotti somewhere, Selectman Whiteside, Selectman Slavin, Selectman Titlebaum, and Town
Administrator.
That guy.
Town Administrator, I was looking at something else, Derek Sullivan, sorry.
Let's see.
Yeah, let the wife do it.
Pledge.
Pledge.
Who do we want to lead in the pledge?
Sandy.
Yeah.
It's her turn.
Please take everything out of your hands.
Turn your phone
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
For which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible.
Liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next up, announcements. Do you have any, Mrs. Whiteside?
Yes, I do. First of all, I'd like to thank Municipal Maintenance for the wonderful job that they did in the cemeteries for Mother's Day. All of the cemeteries were mowed, closely mowed, and they looked great. So I just want the individuals who work for us in that vein to know how much it's appreciated. The NIP petition, House Bill 3528, which would would put a deposit on the sale of NIPs, is still circulating. You can sign it at either one of the two libraries. You can go online on Don't Trash Wareham and print a copy of it. And there are several people in town who have filled out several of them. We're hopeful, and it does have the support of Susan Gifford Williams. There's a health fair tomorrow from 1 to 3 in the Multi-Service Center, where there will be many vendors and local organizers. CORE, which is the 501c3 rebuilding the Lopes Playground, is selling $25 tickets for a cash raffle where the first prize is $1,000, second prize is $750, third prize is $500. Those tickets are on sale at the Onset Bay Association office during their opening hours Wednesday through Saturday, and also at Gallery Consignment Tuesday through Friday 10 to 4:30 and Saturday 10 to 2:30, I think. And the Buzzards Bay Coalition has been awarded a $25,000 match grant to raise funds to swim the bay. If they raise $25,000 in terms of sign-ups or pledges by June 24th, there is an individual on the Cape who will match up to $25,000 of that. So you don't have to swim it, but you can pledge for anyone who does. Peter,
Yes.
would you ever swim that?
No,
What?
Just prove that you could.
never mind.
Those are mine. Thank you. I'm all set.
All right, you do yours and I got a few.
No problem. I got a bunch. Okay. Time for the old guy. Last week I mentioned the Cape Flyer with the veterans train. For some reason, it didn't seem to make any of the newspapers. So I'll try it again. On the 28th of May, The Cape Flyer is running a special train from Boston, stopping in Brockton, stopping in Wareham, Buzzards Bay to Hyannis for a special event in Hyannis. The train will arrive in Wareham at 9:15 a.m. At the train stop, we will have an honor guard from the fire department, the police department, the ROTC, and we'll also have from the American Legion and the VFW an honor guard as well. And I believe we're supposed to get a portion of the high school band. I would hope that anyone who's available just to come out and greet the veterans on the train. Those veterans who would like to go, it's free both ways, and I believe they're providing lunch at Hyannis as well. I hope everybody shows up and shows some support for this. Also, I found out today that I believe Jimmy Bruce is doing something on the 29th, which is Monday, again with the VFW and the American Legion, going to the different cemeteries around town and doing an honor guard, which they've done for years. So again, that would be a nice thing on Monday if you have the time. Wareham Garden Club, Color Your Spring, Spring Plant and Bake Sale, Saturday, May 20th, 9 a.m. until sold out, Methodist Meeting House, 495 Main Street, Wareham. Tasting table, house plants, garden tools, bake tables, perennials, raffle table. I have a little note here. It says, Alan, what does not sell comes home for the summer. Please come buy everything. Oak Grove Cape Verdean Cultural Center Inc. presents a spectacular auction fundraiser with Colonel Philip Gomes. This Saturday, May 20th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Location of the Onset VFW, 4 Gibbs Ballpark Road, Onset. There'll be a 50-50 raffle. Some of the donations are kayak, pellet stove, wheelchair, plants, furniture, 32-inch flat screen color TV. Chinese auction, super raffles, come one, come all. There is no admission charge. The Wareham Oyster Festival, Wareham Land Trust, and Lindsay's Family Restaurant presents the Onset Bay Discovery Center. Learn more about the revitalization of historic Onset Bathhouse with the Buzzards Bay Coalition. The Onset Bay Discovery Center will engage people of all ages through a variety of outdoor activities while fostering a connection and sense of stewardship toward Buzzards Bay. Admission is free, but pre-registration is required. Pre-registered attendees receive a complimentary cup of Lindsay's famous seafood bisque. Menu items and beverages will also be available for purchase. Sign up at warehamoyster.com. This is Tuesday, May 23rd, 7 p.m. at Lindsay's Restaurant. Plymouth County Mosquito Control Project. Please be advised that Plymouth County Mosquito Control does not spray for caterpillars, ticks, moths, and or other insects other than mosquitoes. Too bad. Because we are a state agency, we're restricted to advise residents on which company or companies to contact for those issues. We will be taking spray requests for mosquitoes on May 30th, and we'll begin spraying on June 5th of 2017. We are currently taking requests to check for standing water for mosquito larvae. They're located in Kingston, Mass. And I've got a phone number of 781-585-5450. Next, never forget the Moving Wall Veterans, Vietnam Veterans Memorial, Tuesday, May 16th, 6:30 to 7:30. This is the volunteer orientation meeting. It will be at Town Hall Auditorium. This will be an orientation meeting for anyone interested in volunteering with the upcoming event in Wareham on August 17th to 21st. This is a brief meeting, well, they say so, and greet designed to commit volunteers to specific areas, shifts, and times. These positions need to be determined so that this is a great Wareham event. It will be done as professionally as this sacred display warrants. All are invited. I also have, give me a second. Bum, bum. Friends of the Wareham Free Library announcement. The Rubber Duck Race, bathtub special, May 28th at Tohonet Canal Pond at the A.D. Makepeace Company on Tohonet Road. The day begins with fun and games from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Prizes for the best decorated ducks at 1:30. Duck decorating may be done that day or before the race. Buy your duck that day at Tohonet Village or at the Oyster Festival on Main Street. Ducks are also available at the Wareham Free Library, Smitty Memorial Branch Library, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, the Mascot Kayak Center, and Makepeace Farms. Purchase one duck for $5 or buy a 6-quack for $25. A baker's dozen gets you 13 ducks for $50. And a golden, be careful how I pronounce this, a golden flock for $100 allows you to have 25 ducks in a race. All proceeds support the work of the Friends. Did you say something? That's a lot of flocks. Next, used book sale. Sale dates, Tuesday, May 16th, 5 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Thursday, May 18th, 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. Friday, May 19th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, May 20th, 9 a.m. to noon. Wareham Free Library, 59 Marion Road. Donations of clean, used books may be brought to the main library during regular library hours. All proceeds support the work of the Friends. And I've got one more thing on the Oyster Festival. Again, May 28th from 11 to 5 on Main Street. The food court, oysters, as well as other foods, wine, and beer will be in Pizzoli Square, where you can also listen to music by the South Coast Jazz Orchestra at 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. The Synthesis Classic Rock will perform. Craft vendors will line the streets along with food trucks, nonprofits, etc. Other events during the Oyster Festival week will include the Wareham Oyster 5K to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Wareham, the Oyster Gala to benefit the Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber of Commerce, which will be at the Rosebrook at the hotel.
More info on that.
Okay, good. And an educational series presented by Buzzards Bay Coalition, which I read about a little while ago. Major sponsors include Lindsay's Family Restaurant, Gateway Tavern, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, the A.D. Makepeace Company, E.L. Morse Company, Edible South Shore Magazine, Rosebrook Events Center, Eastern Bank, Massachusetts Cultural Council, and more. To get details of the event, visit www.warehamoyster.org or visit the Wareham Oyster Facebook page. I'm done.
Okay, let's see. Just more on the Oyster Fest Gala. That is the Rosebrook Event Center from 5:30 to 8:30 next Thursday, May 25th. They will have local shellfish from Indian Cove Aquaculture from Wareham. They will have wines from Westport Rivers Winery, and they will also have other food and choices from the bar. Tickets are $40, and you can get those either online at the Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber of Commerce's website. There's a link there. You can also purchase them at the Gallery Consignment Shop on Main Street. Also, during the Oyster Festival, there's going to be a book signing. Worthiness by Susan Drayton is the author. She will be at the Gallery Consignment Shop from 11 till 3 on May 28th, which is Sunday, during the Oyster Festival. So go down and get yourself a lobster roll, some oysters, have a beer, and then go read a book, sign a book, get a book signed, rather.
Buy some clothes, too.
Exactly. Buy clothes and do it all right then and there. Hopefully you show up with clothes on in the first place. On a more serious note, the town lost a longtime citizen, somebody who worked very hard as part of the Oakdale Cremisa Betterment movement, if you will, to bring some sewer rate equity to that project. This was Barbara Gomes Beach. If you read her obituary in Wareham Week, she was quite a lady. She did a lot of different things. She served in a lot of different capacities, and she was an extremely intelligent, kind, and generous person with her time, and I'd like to have a moment of silence to recognize her passing, please. Thank you.
I'd just like to make one comment. Barbara was extremely active in the NAACP in Boston for a long time.
Yeah, she was. She sought equity on many levels.
Yep.
Citizen comments. Is there anybody who'd like to speak to the board? Mrs. Slavin, come on up, please.
Good evening, Sandy Slavin, Precinct 3. I want to thank Municipal Maintenance for placing boulders at the end of Swiss Beach Road to prevent unauthorized vehicles from traveling on that beach. The Open Space Committee has submitted a scope of work for an engineering plan to give us the best way to control the traffic, unauthorized traffic, including between the two parking lots. So I just want people to know that that is in the works. We're trying to see the best solution for that area to prevent erosion of the beach and better access to the 5 acres. CPC, Community Preservation Committee, grant deadline for fall town meeting is the second Tuesday in June. If you are submitting it for any town property, you must get the selectmen's approval before you submit it to the CPC. That's the second Tuesday in June. I know it seems like a long way away, but if we have to get our articles in by the first week in September, that doesn't give us much time as a committee to vet all the grant requests that we receive. And a plant sale, please, whatever you don't buy comes home with me, and then Alan has to mow around it all summer. There is a huge hosta behind Kendrick. It's been there for almost 15 to 20 years. I removed it. I used an axe, a hatchet, a saw, a crowbar, and I have about 30 eyes that I've planted, and it's for sale, so that it's a huge hosta. So come by and get yourself a big hosta. Open space and recreation plan. Ours expires right now in 2017, and the town is working on getting another 7-year open space and recreation plan done and approved by the selectmen and the state of Massachusetts. We have a survey on the Wareham website. We need people to step up and take that survey so we can show the state of Massachusetts that the people in Wareham have some comments on their open space, their playgrounds, their swimming areas, their boat launch sites, etc. Please, it's all available on the Wareham website. On Cape Flyer on the 28th, all I want you to do is to come by on the 28th at 9:15 to stand there and show your appreciation to the veterans that are on that train. They're there. Last year, what did we have, a dozen people maybe? We really would like to have Wareham show our appreciation to the veterans that are traveling on that train. Just stand there. Doesn't cost you 5 minutes out of your day. And one of the things, the reappointment process, I just want to make sure I have this right. A committee knows who has to come up for reappointment. The committee votes on that reappointment, sends the recommendation to support the reappointment to the selectmen. But at the same time, each individual must send a letter to the selectmen indicating their willingness to be reappointed. So the committee has to do something,
Yep.
the individual has to do something. And I just want to make that clear to anybody who's listening, that that is the process.
Yep.
So if the selectmen get it from the board, but the person doesn't indicate they want to step up, you don't reappoint them, do you?
We have a 13th Amendment problem if we do that. Involuntary servitude.
The other point that you might like to make is, just because you're up for reappointment doesn't mean that you're going to automatically be reappointed, because there may be other people who, I'm not speaking to you individually, but if the position comes up on June 30th, anyone can apply for that position. Will not necessarily go to the incumbent.
And the problem I'm having in one of my committees, we didn't have a quorum, so we couldn't do it in May. Now we're faced with doing it in June. I'm not happy with doing it so late into the reappointment timeframe, but with quorum issues, it's awful hard to get people together, because you can't vote unless you had a quorum. Now, example, someone from open space that's being, they've been selected by open space to be on CPC. It's not really a reappointment, but it's that committee wishes this person to serve on CPC. That doesn't need selectmen's approval, does it?
No, that happens per the charter. And actually, it's a bylaw. I looked it up. Per the
committee-
bylaw, the committee actually makes that
So
selection.
the committee chooses who they want in that particular,
And that's the only thing that needs to happen.
okay.
The selectmen don't ratify the appointment or do anything else.
But I have to make sure that those appointing boards who put their representative on CPC has supported their, never mind, I know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But I'm sorry, the people out there don't understand. I have a board who hasn't voted on their representative on CPC, and I have to make sure that that happens.
Yep.
Because that has to happen. Let's see. Appointment, open space survey, trash pickup. There's somebody walking along the backside of Indy and Nick who does a very good job of using a pickup bag after their dog, a nice little green pickup bag. They tie it off, and then they chuck it in the woods. That doesn't quite serve the purpose. So please, if you're going to pick up after your dog, pick up after yourself. Thank you.
Okay,
I do want to make one clarification. So CPC wouldn't turn down an application. Town buildings, it's the town administrator that approves it, not the Board of Selectmen.
actually, you have to come to us for permission to apply in the first place.
For CPC, but
Right.
not for the use of the
Right.
No.
the
Yeah.
actual.
And the other thing, I think the Board of, I think the Selectmen's office has to be notified by the board if they're appointing someone to another committee that they're required to. So therefore, Janet in the office has a list, so it gets
Right.
updated properly.
They notify,
So we
but
know.
that doesn't require any action on our
No,
part.
no action by us, but they do have to notify the Selectmen's office.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, seeing none. Appointments, reappointments, and interviews? We have constables. We did receive a letter from our elected constable who questioned our practice of appointing constables who don't live in Wareham. He said that very often that privilege is not extended to him to serve in other towns, and he questioned why we allow it. It's a question perhaps looking into in the future. However, having only received the letter a week ago, there wasn't time to look into the issue, so we do have up for reappointment, I believe, everybody who sought reappointment.
Do you want me to list each one individually, one at a time, or do them all together?
We're going to have to list them because we don't have a list in the agenda.
Okay. Karen A.
Unless you would rather just read the entire list of people,
We do have a list on the agenda.
but it's not on the agenda, so he's going to have to read those people out loud.
I'll read each one, and then we'll take a motion for all of them, if that's okay, then. You tell-
That's fine.
Okay. First is Karen A. Blair, P.O. Box 292, Middleborough, Mass. Robert DeLuca, 4 Peter Cooper Drive, Wareham, Mass. Thomas A. Zine, Z-I-N-E, Senior,
Zine.
Zine. Okay. 40 Harris Hill Road, East Falmouth, Mass. Richard J. Coletti, 4 Lisa Lane, East Wareham. Herb W. Vandell Jr., 216 Rockland Street, New Bedford, Mass. Michael DeCiso, 14 Kendrick Road, Wareham, Mass. Charles T. Devlin, 4 Cobblestone Drive, Buzzards Bay, Mass. Richard F. White, P.O. Box 1664, Sagamore Beach. Cynthia A. Follis, 5 Beverly Way, Wareham. William J. McCusker, 14 Ladner Lane, Wareham, Mass. Sheila M. Mobilia, 12 Robin Wood Road, Buzzards Bay, Mass. Robert Terrell, 12 Halloran's Way, Plymouth, Mass. And I think I have one more here, maybe. Yep. Joseph C. Latimer, 388 County Street, New Bedford, Mass.
That-
Motion to approve all as
I'll
constables.
second with the proviso that they are appointed subject to a clean quarry.
We have all but 3 that we're waiting on, so thank you. That is necessary.
Motion to reappoint by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, 400. They're all reappointed. We have one more.
Yep.
Which is the reappointment, actually, as our representatives to Old Colony Elder Services.
Pamela Dudley, 3132 Cranberry Highway, number 58 East Wareham, Mass. The undersigned Selectmen of Wareham have this day appointed you as a member to the Old Colony Elder Services Board of Directors to a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2018.
We have a
Second.
motion by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 400.
We should note that Mrs. Dudley
That was
lost her husband.
Husband
Yes.
just recently, too.
Yeah, that's, I was going to save that with the announcements because we were bringing
I'm
her
sorry.
up today, but, she lost her husband, Robert. He had actually worked for the town after he retired from, some really successful positions and worked for Dial-A-Ride through GATRA for the town. And I have to tell you, Pam has worked tirelessly on behalf of the seniors when, she's been kept on through the grant, and really was, until Missy came on board, the only connection the seniors had to the services while dealing, while having a husband in the situation. So I just have to say, I'd really like to thank her and the work she's done for the seniors in this town, because it's been hard, and I'm so sorry for her loss.
Just thank you. Next up, licenses and permits. We have a request from the Onset Cape Verdean Festival Association for the use of town property for the annual Cape Verdean Festival.
Okay.
Come up, please.
Good evening to the board. Mike Roderick, president of the organization. Everything stays the same from year to year. We plan on having another great event. I don't know of any issues that we need to deal with, but we'd love to take them on.
Why are you looking at me?
He knows you.
Do you have anything?
The only thing we have, I believe the insurance binder, you still haven't got to us yet, and we have an issue on our end, the municipal maintenance hasn't sent in his form yet. So we can do it pending those two if you'd like.
Yeah, I would. I don't want to have somebody come back just because
Okay.
we're missing a couple of pieces of
Fine.
paper.
Yeah, I didn't know about the insurance binder, but I will have that immediately.
Okay, it's just sitting here with a note, somebody didn't get to it, no big deal. Okay, permission is given to Onset Cape Verdean Festival Association, care of Michael Roderick, P.O. Box 722, Onset, Mass., for the use of the Onset Band Shell and Bluffs, and to close off a portion of Union Ave for the following: Annual Onset Cape Verdean Festival, August 12, 2017, from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., rain date August 13th. No markings were painted on any roadway. It is understood and agreed that the town will be held harmless from all liability as to damage to the property or any injuries to any persons. All concessions, rides, games to be inspected and reports submitted to the Selectman's office. No vehicles, including those of vendors, may be parked or operated on that portion of the park in which lawn irrigation system is installed. No vehicles or equipment may remain on town property after the conclusion of the event. Any vehicles or equipment remaining on site will be removed at the expense of the association. No alcoholic beverages may be sold, dispensed, or consumed on town property. Woburn Ave from Centennial Place to parking lot designated for disabled shall be kept open, and barricades erected to protect pedestrians. The location of barricades is at the discretion of the towns. Americans with Disabilities Officer, Director of Inspectional Services. Derek, we also have the Selectmen's policy on the vendors with a $25 fee on this one that we still have.
Yeah.
That's still current then, right?
That's our policy. It goes without saying. That's with
Okay.
any special event that we
I
approve.
know, I just want to make sure it's out there. And the other piece was, do we split parking fees, Michael, as usual?
I was going to make sure that we can still use Heinz and Lopes.
Yeah, we've done that before, and
Yeah.
last year you gave us a check at the,
500
Yeah.
for each.
yeah, so.
Yep. Okay.
He said same as last year, so
Yep,
I was thinking those
he covered it all.
same terms.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it out so people don't think we're, slacking.
That should be added to the permit then.
I think it's a policy rather than a permit piece. That's my motion.
Yeah, it's all set.
Second.
Okay, motion by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 400. This will be ready, we'll let you know once we have the binder and then the other sign-off for municipal maintenance.
And can I deliver that to Selectman's office upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's easy enough.
Thanks, Michael.
All
Great.
right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you once again for putting on this event.
It's still fun.
It is.
It's work.
Still fun, huh? Okay, we don't have anybody here from the Village Association, so we'll pass over that one for the use of town property for the Swan Festival. I'll get a hold of them and make sure they've got somebody who can come next week or the week after. Moving on, town business. Do we have any requests to place signs on town property?
No, but I would like to remind people that they do need permission to put signs on town property. On private property, it's fine. The town green never is supposed to have a sign on it.
Yep.
And so there are a couple that need to be removed.
Okay, next up, vote to endorse Selectman Slavin as our representative on the Southeastern Massachusetts MPO.
I so move, but I'd like to say something
Please do.
after I get a second.
Can you get a second from your busy signing colleague over there? Thanks.
That's okay. Each of us have strengths and weaknesses, and I think one of Mr. Slavin's nicknames is our foreign ambassador. And that means that he spends a lot of time outside of Wareham, representing Wareham. And it's good that he likes to do it, because there are a couple of us who would rather, I don't know what, but, you know, traveling all over the state on behalf of the town is one of his abilities, and through his networking, he has brought to the table many ideas that we might not have been aware of unless he had been our foreign ambassador. So this is really in recognition of what you've been doing, what you will continue to do, because that's part of who you are.
Thank you.
Okay, Selectmen Initiative Projects. We still don't have a full board here tonight, so
You need a motion?
Need a vote on
need a vote to
Yeah, we need a vote now.
endorse you or for a
Yeah.
letter?
it. Both.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Selectman Whiteside, seconded by Selectman Scasiotti. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 400.
I'm not going to abstain, obviously.
We'll make it 301. You don't like yourself, that's your
No, I
problem.
won't vote for myself.
Let's see. We're going to push off the Selectmen Initiative projects. I think I'm going to do what the governor of Wisconsin did one time, and the legislature fled and refused to vote on something, and he sent his police to round them up. I might have to do that to get all of you in the room at the same time. Let's see. I only put Selectmen Policy 11-02, access to town council, on here because, once again, we have people reaching out to Attorney Bowen, both on committees where they're supposed to go through the chairman of the Board of Selectmen, and also town employees where they're supposed to go directly through the town administrator to have access to town council. So I just wanted to remind everybody this policy exists, not to make life hard for you, but so that we can properly schedule Attorney Bowen's work when he's in here. He's a kind and generous soul to a fault, and unfortunately, when he's accosted in the hallway, he will help people. But that's not the way to go about it. If you're a committee, you need to come to the chairman of the Board of Selectmen to ask to be on his schedule, and if you're a town employee, you've got to go through the town administrator. So that's the only reason that's on here. Any other business not reasonably anticipated 48 hours before the meeting? Mr. Scasiotti? Selectman Whiteside?
No, thank you.
Selectman Slavin? I don't have any. Okay, town administrator's report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, besides the everyday great job that the Wareham Police Department does, I'd really like to speak tonight about the Wareham Police Department's Detective Division. Recently, 2 were arrested. In other words, not them. They arrested 2 people as a result of an investigation regarding the distribution of heroin throughout various Wareham locations. $30,000 worth of heroin, $19,000 in cash, and a vehicle were seized, again, with 2 dealers arrested. Within the past 2 hours, Detective Dean Deakus located a stolen vehicle from Boston using LoJack and arrested the operator, who was in possession of over $2,000 worth of crack cocaine destined for the streets of Wareham. So, you know, I just want to thank them for the hard work they're doing, and this is, as you've seen, we've started to put more staffing in the Detective Division, and this is what we've been trying to do. And they're paying dividends on their hard work, so really appreciate everything that they're doing. Thank you.
I'd just like to make a comment that I got a phone call about a little over 2 weeks ago from a private citizen complaining about drugs being dealt in their neighborhood. Gave me a description of a car and stuff, and it's very, and where the people were using drugs near the train tracks and stuff. It's very difficult for us as selectmen to get involved, you know, on this particular level because we're really not supposed to be there in the middle. But I did call Chief Walsh, and I explained what the person had complained about, and I got a phone call back 2 days later that they made an arrest, and 4 days after that, they made a second arrest, which cleaned out a whole area. So the police really, if you have an issue, call the police. Don't sit there and just say, well, nobody's going to do anything. They're really working hard at this, but this is a endemic problem, not just in Wareham, but all over, and it's very, very difficult. And people in this particular business are virtually driving to people's home and making deliveries. That's how bad it is today, so do what you can to help them out. Thank you.
I just want to clarify that they actually made the arrest before the person even called you.
Yes.
So this was not a,
There's two of them.
yeah, there was not a
before and one
reaction
after.
to this. This is them doing their work.
Absolutely.
And whether you call selectmen or anybody, they are out there doing their jobs and doing a fine job.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Let's see, liaison initiative reports. Selectman Scasiotti? Selectman Whiteside?
I don't think so, thank you.
Selectman Slavin?
Of course.
Brief, please.
I'll do it as quickly as I can. Won't be that quick, sorry. Community Events Committee met last night. We went through the list. We'll basically be able to award virtually everybody who has applied this year. We have the standardized funding every year from the parking and the hotel. The only thing we're holding off on a little bit is I have a meeting with the Cat Jones and the fireworks. They've done a tremendous job raising money this year, so it will not require the normal amount that the CEC usually provides for that. And we'll be discussing that with Cat in I think next week, myself and Linda Gay. They have the cultural connection we need to discuss with Paul. They have a couple issues there, that's it. Everything else is in place. You'll be getting notifications, or if you've applied, have any questions, get a hold of the Community Events Committee, because they say everything was dialed in as of last night. I had a meeting tonight, the MPO was this afternoon. The different TIP or transportation improvement programs were all finally approved all the way up to 2022, signed off. They're all official at this point. I had done a couple things. I lobbied for the Route 6 over by Swiss Beach Road to try and get what they call a traffic count, which does speed, vehicles, etc. Normally, you can't get anything there because there's not enough traffic, but they did agree to add that to their program and got funding for it as well, so that will happen this summer.
Thank you.
The other piece that we pushed on, there's a thing called the Proposed Critical Rural Freight Corridors and Critical Urban Freight Corridors. This is a state and federal program, and it basically went through a 21-day period, everything else. But what happened was I had asked if they would consider basically Route 25, Route 195 intersection as one of these critical corridors, because we have Tohonet Road has an industrial park, which is still in its infancy, nothing happening. But from there, going up to Rosebrook, Toby Road, where we have industrial park areas. We also have industrial park on Kendrick, and then we have another set of parks directly across the street from each other, a little ways up. So I got today's vote, this particular area has been included in this particular piece, which helps us in many different ways as far as going forward. And what else we got? Oh, yeah. I went through up to 2022, looking at GATRA as far as what they were awarded for their transportation improvement programs. They have some money for new rail stations, going each year some money, but there is no new bus station money. So the money we got approved for them for the $100,000 for 2017, that's the only funds we have going forward for a while, it looks like. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. I guess I should have said this during announcements. On May 31st at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Auditorium, there's going to be another public meeting on Tremont Nail. I've been working with the Director of Planning, Mr. Buckland, and also our three advisors who are helping us with this, Roseberry from Eastern Bank, Maria Oliva from the Cape Cod Canal Region Chamber of Commerce, and Tracy Medeiros of the Gallery Consignment Shop. We've been reviewing it. I'm going to meet with Mr. Buckland tomorrow to talk about their input as well. But they've come up with a very interesting set of proposals here, sort of a phased approach to what might happen out there. And so this will be the final public meeting where they will gather additional input as to what they will put forward in their final feasibility study. And I'm grateful to our citizen advisors and everybody else who's worked on this. Let's see, consent agenda. We have meeting minutes.
Executive session, first one is May 10th, 2016.
I move that it be approved as presented and held.
And held.
What date did you say?
I have May 10th.
May 10th.
2016.
2016.
We got an issue because the agenda says May 9th.
There's one of May 9th,
And
2017.
That's a different one, 17.
Right, but I don't, there's a May 3rd, 2016.
I've got them all right here. Again,
I see that, but I'm talking about what's on the printed agenda, so we can't vote on something that's not on the printed agenda.
hang on.
It's got May 3rd.
Yes, just set that one aside, please.
Call a Scrivener's error on that one.
Okay. Which one is that? I withdraw my motion.
Yep, thank you.
It says May 10th, but it may just be...
Yep, that's fine, we'll fix it for next
April
week, I'm not worried
12th.
about it.
I'll make a motion to accept the executive session minutes of April 12th, 2016, and hold.
Okay, we have a motion to accept and hold from Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Scasiotti. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. It's 400.
Executive session minutes for March 22nd, 2016. Motion to accept and hold.
Do you have March 22nd? I have 23rd on the agenda.
Well, it
And
says date of
22nd.
transcription is 23rd, date of
Yeah.
meeting's 22nd.
We didn't meet on the 22nd, so we've got to, the minutes, the meeting actually took place, so that's what we're voting on, so we'll hold that as well. We've got somebody from the Cape who watches these things like a hawk and likes
No.
to,
Are
likes
you
to,
looking at the right year,
Complain.
Peter?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we have another executive session meeting for May 3rd, 2016. Accept and hold.
May what?
3rd,
2016.
2016.
That's on the agenda correctly.
Let's see here, okay.
I don't know what you're looking at.
I'm looking, I scrolled through what we had,
No.
and it's not in the packet. You must have it?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Need a second?
Second.
Okay, motion to approve and hold by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. It's 400.
Executive session minutes for April 25th, 2016. Motion to approve and hold.
Second.
Motion by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain. 400 to approve and hold.
Executive session minutes for May 9th, 2017. Approve and hold.
Mr. Scasiotti was not here. Second.
Okay. Motion by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstain.
And the last one.
301.
Last one is March 15th, 2016.
Mhm.
Motion to approve and hold.
No, Mr. Scasiotti. Second.
Second.
You can't.
I can't.
No, because you weren't there.
You weren't here.
Okay, we have a motion by Selectman Slavin to approve and hold, seconded by Selectman Whiteside. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstain. 301 on that one as well. Okay. Anything else?
Just a quick reminder that May 17th and 18th, we're going to have a meeting and a workshop of flood resilience. Please contact the Wareham Planning Board Department. You can contact them at 508-295-3011, extension 6500 for the times and to register for it. It's given our location, it's one of the most important things. And this is a grant that we've received from the EPA to do it. You can also email the planning department, Jasmine in there, which is jcampos, CAMPOS, at wareham.ma.us. And we'd really like to see some bodies there. So, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, motion to adjourn by Selectman Slavin, seconded by Selectman Scasiotti. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, abstained, 400.
Good night, Warden.
Thank you. Good night.
Night, Wareham.